ways to go is, when you're preparing for a game like this, you think in terms of the structure of a football calendar. So for us, from our mental clocks, today is Monday, so I don't even know really truly what day of the week it is, but for us in our preparation, it's a Monday, and gave our players a couple days off. We were back at work yesterday, had a great lift, and all of our focus, obviously, and concentration is on Georgia Tech, and it's been that way for about a week now. But for us, again, everything's about Monday, but it's a great opportunity for our football team, for our football program to go to Atlanta, play against a very, very good football team in a great environment, a great new stadium, and it's all going to be about our focus, our discipline to execute all the things that go into it. And this is a game, really, if you want to really quantify what complementary football is all about, it's going to be about complementary football. We know that our possessions are going to be limited immensely on the offensive side of the football. We have to be able to get off the field defensively, and it's going to be a great challenge. So field position is going to play a vital key in the outcome of this game. Our special teams are going to be big as well, and it's everyone understanding their roles, their responsibilities. And we get on the plane to go to Atlanta, everyone has to have clearly articulated job descriptions and understanding the challenges that are associated with that job description, and also the things that we need to do to win the football game. As we all know, first games, as I like to call them, are the game of the unknowns, but really, if you kind of look at the trend in college football through first games, it really comes down to a number of key elements. And first and foremost, obviously, is taking care of the football. We have to take care of the football. Ball security is paramount. Then special teams, I already alluded to that. Special teams will have an impact in this football game, and then the mental errors. And it's the ability, the discipline to execute for 60 minutes, block out all the clutter and distraction, and just focus on execution and understanding your role and your responsibility. In terms of injury situation, Darren Kirkland went through surgery today. It is a meniscus. I'll know a little bit more after the press conference in terms of a time frame for Darren. Josh Smith is another individual who actually practiced yesterday. He lifted, and he could possibly be available for the game. He's going to practice today, so that's a good thing in and of itself, just from the experience factor and the leadership in our wide receiver room. In terms, I know there's been a lot of talk of suspensions. Drew Richmond will not make the trip to Atlanta. He'll be suspended for violation of team rules. If he does everything that he needs to do, he'll be available and he'll be back for Indiana State. So I'll answer any questions y'all may have.
Steve?
First, just housekeeping on the Kirkland things. He definitely out for at least the first game, and also the quarterback situation. You have the or. Is it a decision thing where you've made up your mind this aren't going to announce it yet, or is it still in competition?
Well, first I would answer the Darren Kirkland question, and he is out for this game. And like I said, I'll know a little bit more of the timetable. There's so much that goes into it, and really how the surgery went and all those things, so I'll know a little bit more at a later date. In terms, I want them to compete. They may compete all the way through pregame warm-ups, and I think that's healthy. Again, I just want them to continue to compete. They've done a really good job in their game week preparation, and whoever goes out there first, I guess we'll know on game day.
But just to follow up on that with the quarterback, said at SEC Media Days, he said, hey, if both guys are worthy of playing, we'll play both. Do you feel like both of them are worthy of playing?
I do. I think the circumstances of the game comes into play. What's your rhythm on offense? How are you doing? This is a game where your possessions are going to be limited. There's teams that, have had 20 plays at halftime. They've had 7 to 8 plays in a quarter. So again, I think it's the flow of the game more so than the deservingness to play both, because they're very deserving. They've worked exceptionally hard. But I think it's more, what particular theme, the flow of the game which individual gives you the best opportunity against this particular opponent to win the football game. But we have great confidence in both young men.
I mean, Butch, with Richmond out, who do you anticipate starting on the offensive line?
Well, the great thing is we have some players that have played a lot of football for us. So, Brett Kendricks will be one of the tackles and Marcus Tatum will be the other tackle.
Questions? Rick?
Coach, I noticed, what about the development of Trey Smith and noticed him on there as well?
We'll be starting a couple true freshmen. Again, they have to compete. It's still a long week, and they're still in that mode. But, Josh Palmer's another individual who's going to play a lot of reps for us out on the perimeter of our offense. And then Trey Smith has worked exceptionally hard, and I know he's excited. We had to kind of calm him down a little bit yesterday, but he brings a whole other element in terms of toughness, mentality, and I think our older players in that room have really done a good job too of mentoring him as well.
Rob?
Coach, behind Colton at linebacker, Dylan Bates listed as the backup, and Thule slided there and play, and with Kirkland, I don't know if you can answer or not, but you said it was a meniscus. Is he having it replaced or repaired?
He just got out of surgery, and that's why I was a little bit late coming down there. So I don't want to comment, not really knowing all the facts, so I'll know a little bit more later. And, it's an opportunity for individuals to step up, and everybody, wants to play, and you earn your playing time. Well, you know what? Now is your opportunity. There's an opportunity for somebody to step up and play in a big, meaningful game. So again, everything's going to come down to our preparation this week.
Then Austin.
Which I noticed Chantel was listed back up at defensive tackle. Do you think he can play in this game, or are you sure he can?
Yeah, he'll be available. He's going to make the trip to Atlanta. He'll dress out. He's going through practice now all the time. And the great thing is today's Monday in the world of football practice. So we still have a number of practices ahead to see what he can do. But really his progress has been remarkable, and that's a tribute to him and all his hard work and dedication and our training staff as well. But I'll know a little bit more. We're never going to put an individual in if we don't feel he's ready. That's not right to do, but he's done everything that we've needed him to do so far at this point in time, but we'll see a little bit more. It could also be a game time decision as well.
Austin?
Butch, from all accounts, Drew's improved a lot over the last year. How's he handled this last couple of weeks going through this?
Sure, well, obviously we're all disappointed, and there isn't anyone more disappointed than Drew, but there's standard and there's expectations, but he's worked very, very hard. He showed up to work every single day and is working his craft, and I know he's looking forward to getting back on the field.
Jesse?
Put in the back here, the kicking situation, where's your comfort level with that right now? And, do you have a guy that you feel more comfortable with maybe than the other?
Well, that's as big of a competition as the quarterback position, especially in a game like this where points are at a premium and field position is so critical. And, Aaron Medley's being pushed every day by Samaglia, each and every day, and we compete in practice. Everything is charted, and not just from a field goal kicking standpoint, but also from a kickoff standpoint as well. That's another competition that'll go right down to probably game day. Without revealing the game plan, we may kick two kickers based on the distance of a field goal that we're attempting. I think, the competition has been really healthy for both individuals. I see their consistency and performance continuing to improve, and when you get in those areas of the field, you have to come away with points, but also a properly placed kick is so important to being a great coverage team from a kickoff unit standpoint as well, so we'll continue to compete.
Mike? Patrick?
Evan Berry, how? I know he was doing some treatment. He's been in. How do you expect him to be?
Well, we expect him to play, and Evan's another individual who's worked exceptionally hard to get himself back, and he's going to continue to work hard. And again, it's day to day with him, but we do expect him to be available, and we do expect him to play come Monday night.
Patrick?
Butch, Marquez Callaway won the punt return job. I guess how much, what did you see from him that kind of led to that, and how much did he kind of want to make that position his own?
Well, you just bring up a great point, wanting to make that position his own. He has great passion for being the punt returner. And he's out there early, every day, catching as many punts as he can. He stays after practice. You know, when we talk about understanding your job and your role on this football team, he's done a remarkable job of working his craft every day. He has great confidence in his skill set back there. And I still say catching a punt is one of the most difficult skills in all of sport, because when you look at it, you have a 4+ second hang time. You have 9 guys, 10 guys running down trying to tackle you. And so much comes into it in terms of focus, in discipline to be able to catch a punt. And when you fair catch a punt, usually you have 6 or 7 guys that are a yard away from you. And so much focus goes into that. And those are the things that sometimes we may take for granted unless the ball's on the ground. And Marquez has done a really good job of working that craft. And so we're excited to see what he can do back there. He has game live repetitions, which I think really helps as well in this type of game, in this type of environment.
Jimmy. Butch, Robertson is listed as a starting center. What do you like about him at center as opposed to guard?
I think just, he's worked very hard, his pad level. Again, we're still competing there. That it could be Coleman Thomas on game day as well, and Jay Sean at guard. That's the thing is, we're going into, and we have a couple more days where everyone can put their football identity, their productivity on video, and then, play the best 5 that we feel gives us the best opportunity to win. But like I said, when you're up front, you can never have enough individuals, and I don't look at it as a starting 5. I look at it as a starting 8, starting 9. I think we've found that out over the years, is the physicality that's required up front. You can never have enough capable offensive linemen. So we have a lot of individuals that are still competing, but Jay Sean is experienced, he's extremely strong, plays with very, very good pad level, very, very athletic. But, Coleman brings some things to the table too. So again, I almost look at it like we do have 2 starting centers. And, we have great confidence in him as well.
Brian?
Butch, you talked about competition a couple more days ago. Is it a compliment to your program that you have competition up to game day, or is it more of a concern that you're unproven that you have competition already game day?
No, I think it's a compliment to competition. And again, it's these individuals understanding that every day you go out on the football field, you're putting your football identity on video. And, we never move an individual up and down the depth chart. They do that in their performance. They do that in their consistency of performance, everything that goes into it. So again, we want these individuals competing. And as we all know, I don't look at it as a starting 11 or starting 22. We need anyone and everyone, and everyone's opportunity is going to come. And some individuals may not have a great opportunity in this game, but the next game, or the 3rd game, or the 4th game, they're getting that opportunity. And, I go back, kind of shifting gears on you, I think one of the greatest stories that we have of a true freshman on our football team that really is resolve and resiliency is Josh Palmer. And I don't know if anybody truly understands his story. And if you talk about a young man who understands competition, he defines it. He grew up in Canada. He's from Brampton, Ontario, right outside of Toronto. And I always dreamt about playing college football. And he goes and lives with a family member in Florida. And he goes to St. Thomas Aquinas, and he has a 1-hour commute each way, every single day. And he has 2 quote-unquote 4 and 5 stars ahead of him that have a ton of scholarship offers. And we watched him in spring football and kind of had him on our radar. And he didn't play, the first 4 games of his high school career. His senior year, he didn't play. And all of a sudden, unfortunately, one individual gets hurt, he goes in there, and the rest is history. And their coaches kept saying, this is the guy you want, this is the guy you want. And we stayed on him, and again, the resolve, the resiliency, and that's what we're going to need from this football team. Is if some individuals don't play, should they be disappointed? Absolutely, because they're competitors. But also, it's a long football season, and everything is about how you handle adversity and all that goes along with that. And we're going to need everyone on this football team throughout the course of a long football season.
right, last two questions, Mark and then Mike.
Butch, Darren has the high ankle sprain last year. Obviously, he battled some injuries this offseason. Now this happens. What's his mentality like right now?
You know, I give that young man a lot of credit. Obviously, football means everything to him, and I know he was looking forward to being out on the field Monday night, and it was just one of those unusual, bizarre things that happened in practice. Somebody just fell over, and the play was over. It was non-contact, and you know, that's the game of football, unfortunately. But he was very disappointed, but not discouraged. And I expect him to come back from this and be bigger and stronger and be better for it. It's very disappointing, obviously, but he means a lot to our football program and to us, and he has a great family, and they'll all be there for him, and I expect him to bounce back and be better for it.
Mike, final question.
Yeah, Coach, I know you talked about complementary football, but you're coming off a season where you set records for offensive yards and touchdowns and points. Does this mean that you won't run your tempo offense against Georgia Tech because of the nature of the game, or will we still see some of the trademark things that we've seen last year?
No, you'll see that. And what I mean by complementary football is all three phases complementing each other, and it's a team game. And you know, you look at even the course of last year where you're playing field position and everything is on your punt team to punch kick it and get the ball down to the 2-yard line. Then you need your defense to force a 3 and out. And you're playing field position, and you know the regions on the football field, the percentages obviously go up of where the football is, and then the offense is able to get the ball in scoring position and go down and score. That's what it's going to be all about, is field position. And you know, if our offense has to sustain a drive and our defense is been on the field and they need to be on the sideline, that's complementary football. If we need a 3 and out, we need to play field position. That's complementary football. We're all three phases, but we're going to do what we do, and everything is about managing the game and what gives you the best opportunity to win the game. And sometimes, you know, you have a game plan, and as we know, the game of football never goes like you planned to. So sometimes you have to sudden change. You have to make adjustments on the sideline. You have to make adjustments in terms of your game management. All that goes into it, but again, they do such a great job of themselves playing complementary football. And, you know, everyone talks about their offense, and their offense is very explosive, and they possess the football and do a great job that way. But the same is true on the defensive side of the football for Georgia Tech. They don't give up very many big plays. They make you get bored with the details. You know, do you have enough patience to get a 4-yard run, and then to get another 4-yard run, then get another 4-yard run, take a 5-yard hitch, take a 5-yard slam. You know, all those things, a 5-yard rolled out, then be able to beat press man. So they don't give up very many big plays, so they force you to beat them through execution. And that's how they win. They win through execution. And again, we have to be a disciplined football team, you know, to handle all that and match that discipline snap for snap.
All right, thank you.